Lessons, guys. Angelo with you. Welcome to my channel and my page. And as usual, I am here with a new content about the sense of manifestation, the power of manifestation, and the abilities of our subconscious mind. So if you watched my previous videos that I have just recently posted on YouTube, then you can actually kind of understand and have a clue of what my subjects and my YouTube videos are usually about. For those of you who don't know me, let me introduce myself. I'm Angelo. I'm a spiritual life coach, guide, and also an astrologer. So during a lot of videos and a lot of my content that I create on YouTube, I also try to create, let's say, more of a useful content for those people who are also into the subject of spirituality or manifestation, or even in general psychology or parapsychology, which means paranormal psychology. And I usually try to speak about the abilities and the great, magnificent, I would say, abilities of our subconscious mind, which is deeply related to the sense of me or I, the explanation of spirituality. And that's what exactly helps us to manifest the life that we want to manifest. And that's why probably you've read in a lot of different scripts or books or any other information sources that, keeping the positivity is always important. But of course, considering that we're living in a real world, it's not that easy to keep up with the sense of, let's say, that positivity or gratitude, because our daily life routine is kind of usually a very big distraction for us, and we're usually trying to focus about how to get things done, how to be able to achieve the goals in career, how to be able to improve our personal life, how to build ourselves, physically, mentally, spiritually, or in any other way that you're interested in, even though in my previous post I said that those three are a necessity to have together. But regardless of it all, you can watch the subject in my previous video that I actually posted a couple of weeks ago, I believe. So today another video is going to be about the sense of and the power of manifestation, and it's a very simple yet again very powerful technique, because let me tell you this technique is one of the most ancient techniques in the human history, in human life. So you may be wondering, what is this about? Whether it is reciting the affirmations, or again, as I just mentioned before, keeping positive. Yes, in a way it is both of them, but combined in one. And this is actually much easier, at the same time most tested, and yet again shown magnificent results in the sense of manifestation. And today's subject is going to be the power of gratitude. So gratitude, as we know, is very, very deep, very powerful. I would say that sensation or emotion you want, regardless how you want to really call it. And gratitude is the main power of gratitude is because we attract abundance. So when we're grateful, actually what we do is this: we distract ourselves from the lack of abundance when we're grateful, and we're trying to shift ourselves towards the abundance, which means even in all the religious books or spiritual books, I believe you can find the subject about it, and they all say that the more you're grateful, the more you get. And the same thing is about the more you're negative, unfortunately, the most likely you are to attract that energy. Because imagine that you are going and you are just basically swimming in that energy and swimming in those vibrations almost 24/7 since the first moment you wake up. So it's tend to attract some sort of, I would say, that negativity into your life, of course. But the same thing is about, if we learn to actually shift our brain a little bit, if we learn to actually focus more on the things that we have in our life rather than on the things that we don't have and we yet try to stress about, right? And that's why gratitude is so important. And let me tell you this as well. One of the reasons why we forget about gratitude, we forget about the energy and the power of gratitude, is because we are not fully present. We're now focusing on here and now, but instead we're thinking about tomorrow, we're thinking about after tomorrow that hasn't even yet come, and we don't know whether this tomorrow is going to come or not, right? Let's say that we're all lucky, let's say that we're all blessed by the universe, and yes, we're going to be able to witness tomorrow and after tomorrow. But at the same time, it is so important to shift your focus to here and now, because when you do that, trust me, you will be able to find small things in your life that probably other people don't have. Maybe your neighbors don't have, your friends don't have. And those things should be exactly the ones that you should be grateful for. Because once you start practicing the energy of gratitude, what happens is that even what you don't have, you are given those impulses to your brain that Even though I may not have it right now, I'm still grateful because I know that I'm going to have it. And by doing so, what you do is that, of course, you end up attracting what you want to attract. So let's say that one of the easiest things that I actually do myself on daily basis, I mean, like, I have to show you, I believe this. So it's right over here. It's my little book, notebook of actually gratitude. My handwriting is not the best, but at the same time, every day, as you can see, I write the blessings that I'm so grateful about, and every day I emphasize them because those are the things that I am having today. Those are the things that I have in my control at some point. Those are the things that I have today in my hand, and I'm not really trying to focus on tomorrow or worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will come and we'll see what we have to do, because usually life is unpredictable and not always it goes exactly the same way as we planned or as we hoped that it would go. So going back to the subject of gratitude, it is very important to find little things to be grateful for. So for this, again, there is another technique that I want to talk about, and this is called, again, you need to, don't forget that in order to turn something into your habit, in order to be able to build the new habit, to build the new neurons in your brain that are responsible for actually creating a better version of you in this life, you need to have the consistency. Is one of the most important things in manifestation, as well as with the consistency, there needs to be a very strong sense of intention. And I spoke about this again many times in my previous videos. If you have this too, if you have a sense of intention and if you have the consistency, trust me, you will see the results. Eventually you will definitely see them, and maybe even a couple of years from now on, you will turn around and say, wow, once I really dreamed about this thing and now I'm having it, and now I'm living this life that actually I wanted to live. So what we do for that, 21 days, as I told you, in order to turn any kind of habit into your lifestyle routine and to build yourself up, to rebuild your personality or add some sort of positive feature to your personality or habit to your personality, it is necessary at least to keep the consistency of repetitions within the next 21 days. No less than that. Of course, if you want to, it is recommended to do that more than that, but at least 21 days. And you have to be really consistent, considering that it's not really going to take not that much of a time of you, because for me, honestly, my gratitude list is only taking me like 3 minutes to write it down on a piece of paper, or if you can actually also write it down just like I do in here in my notes, and at the end of the day just put the date and just, you know, put your signature. And so this is important so that when we are actually writing something down and not only repeating it to ourselves but writing something down, our hands, our body feels that we are actually contributing to something. So it gives the impulses to the brain, which means that the brain tends to remember things better because actually there's an action included into the thought. Let's say that we can think about, right, about having a car, we can think about doing this, but then when we are putting this idea into a piece of paper, writing down that I'm grateful for the car that I have, which is this mark or this color. And you know, when we're doing this, we already can visualize the clear vision of the type of a car, for example, that we want to have, or of a type of a life that, for example, we want to have, or a type of a partner that we want to actually manifest and attract into our life, right? So what happens is that when we are putting the action into the thought, what we do is that these two combined come together, right, the physical and the spiritual, and they create even stronger vibrations, even stronger frequencies that we are actually sending into our brain, and our subconscious mind at this point starts really believing in that and attracting that eventually. Because guess what happens when we reprogram our subconscious mind to the positive? So eventually you won't even notice how, again, unconsciously, you'll start behaving in a certain way that you're going to start attracting those kind of things into your life, you know, and you're going to actually, your behavior will change, probably your voice will change, your confidence will add up, and consequently, you'll start behaving different way that you actually did before, even slightly, but you might still notice that, because what happens is that the new neurons are building in your brain, and this is how you're actually rebuilding yourself. So, and again, as I said, 21 days in repetition with consistency, you gotta do the gratitude. Again, you can do this. I've already turned this into my habit, so you can do this even more than 21 days. You can do that for months and years. The more you practice it, the more you actually put energy into this and energy intention into this, then trust me, the more you're gonna see the results, of course, and the more abundance you're gonna eventually attract. So I want you to take a piece of paper or just get yourself a notebook, and then I want you every morning, or maybe If you're not a morning person, you can do that during the lunchtime, during the afternoon, or if you're an evening person, you can do that right before your bed. I want you to sit down and choose specifically seven little things that you are grateful for. It can be something that happened to you today. It can be something that you in general have in your life. It's usually, for me, it's my parents. I'm grateful for their safe and sound and around. It's usually my health that I'm grateful for physically and mentally. It's usually my business that I'm grateful for that is blooming. It's usually the money flow that I'm grateful for that is coming into my life. I'm just giving you examples of my gratitude, right? Every day something that you can choose, but there should be no less than 7 items. And I just want you to start the sentence or the phrase with, I am grateful for, and you put what you're grateful for. And then the second one, I am deeply grateful for, the same thing. And then I'm extremely grateful for. So every time try to add the words that would add the power into it. For example, the first one, I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for this day. I'm deeply grateful for my parents that are there around, that they're healthy, safe, and sound. The third one, I'm extremely grateful for my health, mental and physical. And then I am incredibly grateful for having the money flowing. So try to just add some words. I mean, like, it's not necessity, but that's what I do in my practices. And as you know, I usually share with my own practices, and after experiencing them or trying them out and then seeing if it works for me, I'm just sharing this with you so you can do this. But as I always said, you can take the theory from me and then add your own practices the way that the ones that actually you find very fittable or very kind of accommodating yourself and your desire or how you want to do this. Okay, so in terms of this, I just want you to put those words, or at least you just can put I'm grateful for, and then you can put the things that you're grateful for, and there should be no less than 7 of them. Again, it can be daily blessings that you face with, it can be everything. You can be grateful for the life, you can be grateful for the sense of the peace you have inside. You can be grateful for your family, you can be grateful for your parents, you can be grateful for your partner, you can be grateful for your great job. And so after repeating this for the first week, right, 7 times, you're writing the 7 blessings, and then after writing them down, putting the date and then putting your signature, again, that we're just showing our brain that we're actually taking some sort of even the slightest action in that direction of manifestation, and then we start reading them. And again, all you have to do is just read that once, not 7 times. So like, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this. After you are just putting all these things, you can put at the end also something like, I'm deeply grateful to the universe for all the blessings that I'm having today. Okay, and after putting your signature, you can just close your thing and you can go and do your things. And the most important thing is that first week you start actually just putting that little things that you're really grateful for. 7 things, again, it could be anything that you find as a blessing in your life, in your everyday life. After that, what I want you to do is that the next week, I want you to also add on to it. Or for example, if you feel like you have already accomplished a sense of really inner gratitude and gratefulness for the things that you have, you can replace some of those 7 things with like something that does not exist yet, but you want to attract into your life. For example, you write everything down, like for 5 things that you actually found very blessing today in your life, like being very blessed. And then what happens is that the last 2 ones, I want you to replace with something that you don't have, but you want to attract into your life, for example, because what happens is that the first 5 things that we write down already making our brain understand that we have it. So by the end, we're just going to a little bit of trick our brain so that actually our subconscious mind can get the information down. And the last 2 should be like, I'm grateful for the Mercedes-Benz that I have, or the black color Mercedes, something that does not exist, or I'm grateful for the relationship with a wonderful partner that I have found, and I'm deeply grateful to the universe for that. And again, at the end, you can put like, I'm grateful for all the blessing the universe gave me. So I want you to put down those two things, besides the 5 things that you really have, but also 2 last things that you don't have yet, but you want to attract into your life. So what happens is that because you're gonna repeat it every day, so the subconscious mind will start believing in this, and of course it activates the energy of manifestation and the law of attraction. And what happens is that your brain starts comprehending it as, yes, it already exists, and I'm grateful for that. And this, you will see how slowly, of course, the change is not going to happen like within a day. We all know that we need a sense of consistency and intention, and also, just like in everything else, a discipline. Eventually you'll notice that after some time you will somehow be able to attract the ways or attract opportunities to be able to achieve the goals that you are grateful for. This works fascinating. I really don't know how it works yet. I'm still really trying to explore it. I'm still trying to explore the abilities of the universe, abilities of the subconscious mind. But the reality is that it exists and it works exactly this way. So one of the versions, and just like I told you before, you might have watched my previous videos. That is also about the sense of law of manifestation. Law of the attraction, the manifestation methods, how our subconscious work, the work between our subconscious and the universe, and etc. etc. But in today's pause, I specifically wanted to share with you with this little experience that I had with this kind of a technique that I also kind of tried to make, also getting from the different sources of the theory of different parapsychologists, esoterics, and as I usually do, and then create kind of my own method of manifestation through the gratitude. But the thing is that, trust me, if you start practicing gratitude, you will see eventually how things in your life and will change, how your energy will shift, and how you will literally see the new doors and new opportunities coming along your path. So guys, now please, I would like you actually to share your opinion about this video, and if you found it useful, I'd be very happy to know your opinion. And also, I would like to ask you, do you actually practice gratitude on a daily basis? Do you practice any other types of the manifestation system, or any kind of a law of attraction methods in your life? And if you do, I would like to hear more about this, and I would like to know your experience, and also other viewers can also find it quite useful as well. And my purpose is to create this great spiritual community where actually we can share with our experiences, and also spread the positive vibe. That is one of the most important things, because without the positive vibrations, nothing else is going to matter. Absolutely. And of course, one of my reasons of making this video is making them useful for you, so that you can not only watch and hear the theory of the things, hear the theory of spirituality, but also be able to actually start and kind of practicing that in your everyday life. So feel free to like this video if you really found it useful, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and feel free to also check via my link tree, my other social networks and social media pages. And I'll see you next time, I believe, with my new